bro, you're on the wrong phone. I touched you, quit calling me on this phone.
Well, wiretaps were another domino to fall in favor of law enforcement in their building of Operation Motor City Mafia.
At that point, it was too early to indict or to arrest Terry, because if you make an arrest, it jeopardizes everything that we have done in this case, because they will get discovery. They may be a flight risk.
The idea was to try to further the case and identify Demetrius Flannery as part of an elaborate, supersized conspiracy.
During one of the wire conversations that was Terry, they were talking about how flamboyant Meech was in the city of Atlanta, saying, hey, this guy is smoking weed. This guy is dating strippers, having strippers come over. This guy is driving all these Highline cars. He put himself on the fucking billboard. And Terry was totally upset by this. He's bringing the heat to us. It was almost to the fact that, hey, before he brings heat to us, let's take him out. And that was of some concern to us.
What's good with the YouTube? It's Coffee, back at it. A lot going on this episode, man. BMF, some other drama with someone behind the wall in prison, as well as the Drake-Kendrick beef still raging on, man, after Drake certified L after L, man. But in this first segment here, y'all hear that clip, BMF, all this ish going on with Fifth and the snitching. I don't know if we still want to call them allegations or not against Meech. You know what I mean? I don't know. We've seen different things come out. Man, this the way Fifth does with the suspense leading up to this documentary, and then it's crazy, the final season of the BMF series on the way. Like, it's just wow, man. You couldn't write a better script for the way things are playing out as far as drawing attention to it and all that, right, man? Like, Fifth really knows what he's doing. But at the same time, when Gene Deal called 50 Cent out and was like, yo, Fifth, come on, man, Ja and Irv tried to do this to you right after Irv's passing, you know, with the halfway real paperwork that Fifth didn't tell, you know what I'm saying, the order of protection because of the engineer, but they tried to take that and spin it into something and had the fake Fed paperwork and all that, and Fifth was like, yo, I would never say this if it wasn't true, you know what I'm saying? 50 Cent is letting it be known, this just ain't some ish I'm throwing together to try to build up suspense and attention and publicity for the documentary coming. This is for real. But at the same time, I am going to build up attention and all that, you know? Like, Fifth is genius with the social media ish, as well as just how to level up as a rapper and just elevate business. And it's crazy, man. But there you hear that there clip. Big Meech, you know, we're talking about the telling and all that. And, you know, all that, everything there where his brother, I don't know if they're saying he actually flat out said, like, let's body him before he gets us knocked. But, man, I remember back in the day when I first started hearing of BMF, you know, this is pre-internet era, you know what I'm saying, where, like, the internet was out, but it was kind of more still in its infancy. Social media, like MySpace was just hitting. I'm talking about like 05, 06. I was late to the blogosphere, to the internet, you know what I mean? But when Jeezy's career was really jumping off and I was learning more about BMF, how they were talking about, yo, this dude's in Atlanta on a billboard, you know, doing it up big in strip clubs and whatnot, and just everything they were referencing there about all the extra out, you know, attention-seeking behavior, in a sense, wanting to be a celebrity in the way in which he did. It was crazy to me. At this time, they were already indicted or whatever, right? Or it just jumped off, I believe. But I just was thinking, man, this is crazy. Like, that's nuts to do that, you know, like watching the whole BMF story and everything, you know what I mean? Everyone wants to enjoy the fruits of their labor, and the whole idea of getting in the drug business and all that is to get that paper, you know what I mean? But it's crazy, you know? It's kind of like Meech asked to get knocked, in a sense, you know what I mean? What do y'all think about it? The documentary, that clip we heard there, the BMF series coming to an end, all of it. Tap in, hit the comments.
It's a big hit. I'm saying? It's for all my real supporters who signed a petition. You feel me? It's a real reason I'm out of the Lions Den right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not a game. You know what I'm saying? It's literally had me up in isolation. You know what I'm saying? Shell shock, not eating, on food strikes. Basically just not sleeping all night, paranoid, thinking they gonna run up in my cell again, beat me down. You know what I'm saying? If they resist, they gonna spray me with the guns and all that. So basically, just for exercising my constitutional right. If you think it's a rehearsal, you look up on pacer.gov yourself and see why the judge Schroeder is suspended by the Court of Appeals. See why the court reporter is not licensed but tamper with my transcripts, leaving out critical statements, and you can see why the clerk of courts is basically withholding pages from the petitions, from the judge, just basically so they can automatically deny me. So a lot of people looking at this, Big Hit like it's a hoax, it's a game, it's all a rehearsal just for publicity. It's publicity stunts, but nah, it's way bigger than that. You feel me? This is real life. So I'm dealing with every day. I'm dealing with suicidal motherfuckers that ain't got it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm in here. I'm in the struggle for real, but.
All right, so how about that clip there, man? Big Hit, the father of hit producer Hit Boy, who just, what a rise to fame and success Hit Boy had. Those 3 projects with Nas and just everything else he's done. And his pops came home after doing a lot of time. And apparently before he got locked back up, they did like 700 songs. I never really delved into Big Hit's music like that. Like, comment, man, do y'all think he's dope or what? You know what I mean? But as we know, he's been back behind bars, and man, this dude has done so much time behind that wall, state and federal. Is crazy. I believe he's back in federal custody right now, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? And the feds can play wild games with you. Did y'all ever see that clip where there was a dude talking about how if you're locked up facing a federal case, if for whatever reason you get on the feds' radar, you piss them off, you're filing appeals or lawsuits against the facility or whatever, they can tell your family, yo, he's in transit, and they'll have you on Con Air or whatever, you know what I mean, flying around while they're dropping and picking up other federal inmates, and it's freezing on the plane and you have no blanket, and then they give you 2 Lunchables a day or whatever, and you're just sitting in isolation when you're not on the plane, and you're sleep deprived, and they can just really, it's like mental warfare, just break a motherfucker down. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the feds just have a high conviction rate. And, it's the federal government. They just got many ways to fuck with you, And you see what happened here. He was speaking out like he's okay and all that. You see the original post prior to this, the person running Big Hit's page, this girl said Big Hit is MIA. Per Big Hit, he filed an affidavit, got labeled an extremist, and was taken away today. Just before that, the officer who beat him asked if he wanted a razor. So getting abused by the system, by the COs, as he filed an affidavit. And then this is the accompanying message, man. So Tiffany Gaines, I guess this is the girl, putting in the work to keep Big Hit's social media and whatnot running, right? She said, after 2 days of uncertainty, we were relieved to share that Big Hit has been located safe and unharmed. He has been transferred to Piedmont, Virginia, but his fight is far from over. Now he has a message for those who support him and those who question his motives. This is a life-threatening situation with serious consequences for publicly exposing corruption. Instead of speculating, we encourage independent review of the case. Now, I like that they did this. As Hit said, you can go to pacer.com and review the case yourself. I wonder if 1090 Jake has or will dive into this case at all. I don't know. I remember at one point there was like allegations someone was trying to say Big Hit told. I don't know the case like that. I'm just seeing this and like, damn, man, it's real in the field when you're locked up like that, especially to the dude. Look how much time the dude has done, man. It's bonkers. Originally sentenced to 15 years in federal prison for possession of cocaine, firearms, and money, served 6 years of that sentence. Then a sentence for a hit and run, 12 years in prison, and then served that sentence after being released from his first sentence. So I think he had to go do the remainder of the time on the first sentence. And the hit and run was 12 years. I don't know if there was a death involved in that or what. I don't know. But from my understanding, he's done both state and fed time. Listen to this. Total time in prison. Spent almost 30 years in prison. Released from federal prison in May 23. Back in jail October 24. Separated from his son, Grammy-winning producer Hit Boy, for 24 years. Says he felt guilty about missing his son's success and probably his life as well. And alleged treatment in prison. Right now claims to have endured physical abuse and mistreatment from prison authorities. So getting back to where we were at here, they got the information for people to go look up the case on their own. Case number 223 CR 223-1 can be found on pacermonitor.com or via the county clerk's office. Hashtag free Big Hit, justice for Big Hit. We are his voice. Stand for justice. Expose corruption. Reform now. Chauncey Hollis Sr., I think, right? But back to where we're at. This is the facts of the case. And, you know, you heard what you said, that he's filing an affidavit trying to expose the corruption. And they're like, okay, we got you. We're going to transfer you, have you in confinement, have you beat. This is all what Hit's saying. Facts. Big Hit is an innocent black man who was thriving post-incarceration, backed by his son Hit Boy and his team. They waited until his success was clear to resurface a charge from 2020 that took place while he was still incarcerated. That's another thing with the feds. And you heard that in the BMF clip. They didn't want to arrest individuals yet. Like, they'll let a case, some bullish and stuff go on. Even violence at times. There's times, if you look into certain cases where people were doing surveillance and robberies have went down, people have almost got bodied, and the feds will sit back, even though lawfully I don't think they're supposed to allow that to happen, and they'll allow it to happen to let the case roll on. And they got informants running around telling on people. Like, it's a dirty game out here. It is bonkers, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, so they'll come get you for an old beef sometimes. And that's what Big Hit is saying. The individual running his page, like, he got out, linked up with his son. Again, I don't know much about his music. For those that listened, again, comment, share your thoughts. Let me know if you thought it was dope or not. But that's what you know, he's saying, like, started having success working with his son. Bam, we got an old case on you from 2020, something that you were still incarcerated at the time. All case details, including legal filings, complaints, and discrepancies, are in the petition. And that's the thing. There's this petition they're trying to get people to sign. On Monday, we will formally requesting a review of his case from NC Governor Roy Cooper, Attorney General Josh Stein, NC State Senate, in the Department of Justice. So this is a couple days old, so I think that may have already happened. I don't know if there's a new update out or whatever, but that was just wild to see that footage, man. You know what I mean? And see that this dude was MIA. Like, I remember when he first got locked up back in October 2024. I was like, damn, he just came home. And here he is now behind a wall going through it like this. The ish is crazy, man. And then to end out the news, top 5. I don't know much about top 5 Drake's artists. I seen not that long ago, not even a year ago, I don't know if this is accurate, but you see in the archives, people were saying that he had some kind of beef with Drake or OVO, where he put up a post talking about OVO killer, and that OVO didn't do nothing for dudes in the street in the T-Dot. But apparently now he's back good with Drake, and he's posting about that I think that he just came home. Plot twist, he's gonna show up to this Kendrick SZA show in Toronto, and I don't know. You know, it's like bonkers, man. Like, at this point, Drake, just take the L and move on. Go back to being this pop rapper. I always just kept saying bubblegum pop artist, but hell, let's say a pop rapper. Like, have that, Drake. You know what I'm saying? You got bodied. All these lawsuits and, you know, all this attention-seeking ish he's doing as of late, to me, it's just coming off goofy McTrooperson. And then we got top 5 now, like plot twist. Oh, I'm popping up at the show, and he top 5 is Toronto's #1 shooter, Drake's #1 hitter. You know what I mean? Like, he's a stepper. I don't know. Again, comment, y'all. I'm not familiar with a lot of Drake's artists. Did any of them really have success? Like, I know OVO 50, he was on the beat and shit, right? But like, does anyone ever really rise to prominence? I don't know, man, but this is just crazy. Like, I bet you Kendrick goes and does that show. Some people, like, and shout out to Canada. I always share that. I got a lot of love for Canada, man. I really do, you know, and this shouldn't turn into a US Canada thing, or a West Coast Toronto Canada thing, or whatever. But we did see at that Rick Ross show in Canada, he took a major L, man. His security, his entourage was looking soft as a motherfucker. But I don't know. Apparently, top 5 is like putting the word out to Kendrick and SZA. Like, this to me is goofy, I think, man. You know, I highly doubt Kendrick is sweating this at all. But that's gonna do it for this one. A big hit in his legal fight, trying to fight the system, is they try any which way they can to break this man down after 30 plus years, or almost 30 years of incarceration throughout his life. And the BMF, you know, Southwest T, Meech, you know what I mean? Did it sound like that to y'all? Like they were talking about bodying them, the documentary, 50 Cent, all that. Let's talk about it all in the comments. As always, if you're new, sub up to the channel. We talk music, news on the regular, but it's all about hearing from y'all, the people. So, peace. Thank you for watching. Look forward to talking to y'all. And I catch y'all on the next one. It's Coffee. And I'm gone, y'all. Peace.